Greetings my fancy friends, welcome back to the channel where today I'm going to be talking about 28 years later, The Bone Temple. Directed by Nia DaCosta, stars Alfie Williams, Ray Fiennes, and Jack O'Connell. Taking place immediately after the previous film, Spike has been kidnapped by this devil cult-worshipping gang, with their leader Jimmy Crystal, played by Jack O'Connell, taking him under his wing. And Dr. Kelson is back too as he's studying more of the zombies and forming a very unlikely friendship. Okay, so this was easily in like my top 3 most anticipated films of the year. If you saw my previous review of 28 Years Later, you will know that I just absolutely adored that film so much. It was like my second favorite film of 2025. It hit me in all the right emotional ways. It was just a masterpiece of storytelling and a really fun zombie movie. Now, 28 years later, The Bone Temple is another story. Now, this is not a bad film by any means, but me going in with such high expectations, I can't say this film reached any of them. Now, there is a lot to like about this movie. Trust me, like I said, it's not a bad movie by any means, but compared to the previous film, this one is definitely a step down for me. So let me start off with the positives first. Once again, this film looks absolutely amazing, especially on the big screen. My God, some of these visuals are absolutely stellar with some very unique cinematography, beautiful lighting, some great moments that are shot during the dark and also shot around this beautiful bone temple. Some of the shots in this film were absolutely jaw-dropping. Now, there were more moments in the previous film that had me just awing at the screen, but this one is still an absolute eye candy treat of a film. It is gorgeous in every single way. And similar to the first film, all the performances are absolutely astounding. Alfie Williams once again just knocks it out of the park here. I mean, he is just on a roll with so many great performances with everything that he's doing. From the previous film to this film and some other things he's done on TV, man, he's just gonna be one of the next up-and-coming phenomenal actors. And Ray Fiennes as Dr. Kelson once again is amazing. He has some really funny moments in this film similar to the first one, and watching him just study all these zombies and watching him trying to find humanity in a world that is lost is very engaging, and Ray Fiennes just knocks it out of the park here. And Jack O'Connell as Jimmy Crystal, man, he has some very intense moments in this film. Every single scene that he is in, he is just eating it up with all of these like conniving little details he adds in with this character, with his facial expressions and how he acts around other people. This is another phenomenal performance by Jack O'Connell. He was great in Sinners last year, and he's phenomenal here. Now, where the film really does become a mixed bag for me is with its story. Now, there are some great elements here, and the film really does swing for the fences in a lot of directions I was not expecting this film to go, but not all of those directions really work, and it left me kind of underwhelmed by the end. So this film has 2 plots going on, the one with Dr. Kelson and the one with Jimmy Crystal. So I'll start off with Dr. Kelson's story first. What's going on here is that Dr. Kelson is studying the alpha zombie. Remember him from the last movie, Mr. 28 Inches Later guy? Yeah, he's back in this film, and Dr. Kelson is studying him by injecting him with all of these different kinds of morphines to see if he can relax the zombie. And after a few twists and turns here and there, he actually starts forming a friendship with this alpha zombie. The best way I can describe Dr. Kelson's main plot in this film is that he just gets high with a zombie throughout the whole movie. I kid you not, that's pretty much his entire plot. He injects this zombie with morphine and dances with him, cracks jokes with him, just stargazes with this zombie. He just gets high throughout the entire film, and I was really engaged, surprisingly. I thought at first, like, okay, is he just gonna get high throughout the whole movie? Like, is this all this film is really gonna be? And yeah, that kind of was, but it's done in a way that's so engaging because you're watching Dr. Kelson try and find humanity in these creatures. He feels like there are parts of humanity still in these things, and he doesn't want to give up on the hope that maybe humanity can come back once again. Now, sure, some of these scenes might seem a bit redundant watching him just dance with a zombie over and over again, but Honestly, I thought that was like the highlight of the whole movie personally. And also there are moments where Dr. Kelson is like hiding in his little bunker, and you can tell that he's just alone. You can tell he had a wife and a previous life before the whole zombie outbreak happened, and you can tell he just misses like humanity. He misses there being like actual civilization and culture and how all that's just been washed away. He misses the good old days of how life used to be. And watching Dr. Kelson go from somebody that's just a recluse trying to find the good in humanity and being somebody that finally found what he was looking for, it's just, I don't know, it's very touching watching this character achieve what he wanted to find. And then you have the plot revolving around Jimmy Crystal. You see, he believes that he is the son of Satan, and he believes that the devil sent out all these zombies to wipe out humanity and kill off all the good in the world, and he believes that he must now obey Satan's wishes by killing off more people. And then he takes Spike under his wing by trying to show him the ways of the new world, by saying the world must now be just absolutely annihilated, kill any good left, while also at the same time getting more cult members. And you know, Spike, from the previous film, he was such a nice, kind, loving guy. He's like Dr. Kelson. He sees the good in humanity, and now he's under this wing of this devil worshiper. And now Spike is trying to find a way to get away from this devil worshipping cult and get back to Dr. Kelson. But seeing how Jimmy Crystal's kind of a whack job, he can't easily just escape him. Like, Jimmy Crystal will find a way to capture Spike no matter what. And any time where there's a scene between Spike and Jimmy Crystal, they're very intense and leave you on the edge of your seat. But unfortunately, this whole plot revolving around Jimmy Crystal, I felt like wasn't really explored enough. They don't really give them a whole lot to do either. I mean, they have this one really intense scene where they're torturing all these different people, but that's kind of all they do in the film. Like, it shows how like evil and menacing they are, and they talk about how evil they're supposed to be, and they do have like one major evil scene in the movie, but that's kind of it. Like, in 2 hours, they only give him like one thing to do. And there is a good moment between Dr. Kelson and Jimmy Crystal where, you know, Dr. Kelson is like the fun-loving guy wanting to see humanity, and Jimmy Crystal is, you know, the devil worshiper, so he hates humanity. So they clash with each other and have a really good moment where they are just sitting down and talking about their lives and talking about what they believe in. And that moment was really good. I was actually getting really invested in Jimmy Crystal's character there, but that's kind of all they do with his character. There's not much to his character except that he's just a devil worshiper, and that's kind of it. Yes, you could make the argument that, oh, it's about how the zombie apocalypse has ruined humanity, but that's like every zombie movie ever. I mean, I've seen it in so many different zombie medias where the zombie outbreak has caused the evil of humanity to rise up and how there are now these weird leaders and cult members. I've seen that countless of times. Hell, they did that tons of times in The Walking Dead. And in here, I was hoping for something a bit more fresh, a bit more unique than just, oh, it's a weird devil-worshipping cult leader. Like, they don't really do too much with it, and it just feels generic. I hate to say that because 20 years later, it felt so fresh and unique. And here, I don't know. And here's where I get to my main complaints about the whole story, and that mainly revolves around Spike. This film gives Spike nothing to do, really. He was the main driving force of the previous film. It was a true coming-of-age story, watching Spike go on this big journey to try and help out his mom, find this doctor. And here, it's just nothing. Like, I was kind of confused of how they had nothing to do for Spike. I mean, don't get me wrong, he has some good character moments here and there, but as revolving around the story, he's really just there. Like, you could easily have taken Spike out of the story and have had zero difference whatsoever. And it left me confused of why they made Spike revolved around this story. Like, why not just make this kind of like an anthology trilogy, have the first one be about Spike, then the next one about Jimmy Crystal? I don't know, it's just kind of confusing the way this whole film goes about its story revolving around Spike. I mean, it really upsets my heart to talk bad about this film because I was so hyped for it, but all the good things revolving around Dr. Kelson's character was so engaging and so unique. And here with this other side plot of Jimmy Crystal, it just felt like just a pointless B plot. Like, nothing really happens. Like, I mean, sure, they want to do stuff with Spike's character by making him around these weird cult members, but again, the movie doesn't really give anything for Spike to do. Now, this is part 2 of a trilogy, so maybe more things will happen in the next film. I'm not sure, but this one kind of seemed like a waste. God, that hurts me to say that. Now, like I said, there are some good things in this film. Trust me, it's not all bad. There are some really good things, especially one moment in the climax of the movie. This poster here, you are not ready to experience what is happening on this poster here in the film. What happens in that scene makes this film worth seeing it alone. Like, that one scene just, holy shit, like, people were applauding in my theater, people were cheering, people were jamming out in their seats. What happens there is honestly one of the coolest things for a zombie movie, like, ever. Like, it pains me to say this, like, because that one part was so cool and unique and fresh, and everything else in the film just seems meh. Like, that's the best way to put this film. It's just so much potential there. I can see the potential. I'm reaching for it. And it never really gets there. It's so close to being as good as 28 Years Later with so many different elements, but all the cards just fall down. The house of cards just doesn't stabilize because there's not enough there. There's not enough meat on the bone. You had so many good ideas, but I don't know. This one just seemed like... So as a whole, I did enjoy this film. Trust me, I did. There are some really good moments here. But when I compare it to literally my second favorite film of last year, this one was just kind of a letdown. And I don't think there's anything worse than watching a movie you're excited for and you end up just disappointed. Which is why I'm gonna give 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, the silver top hat. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm kind of in denial here, but I didn't like this film like as much as I wanted. I'm gonna go see it again. Maybe I'll like it more on my second viewing, but for now, it is what it is. To all my fancy friends out there, thank you so much for watching. But if it's your first time here and you like what you've seen, be sure to subscribe for more content. And have you seen The Bone Temple? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope a fantastic night. And as always, stay fancy.